That's awesome. So temperature check on the community is where we usually start. And I'll share our agenda for anyone that's not in it already. And maybe I'll pass it to Juan Carlos to start us off.
Thank you, Tam. I think the community is doing really well, and I have liked participating in some Hatcher outreach calls, and I'm happy to be and willing to keep contributing in this side. And besides that, I feel that everything is moving, and I'm really happy about that. And that's it. I'll pass to Jake. Or you can take it, Septimus, if Jake is in a color busy.
I'm sorry. Okay, what was the question?
So just a temperature check on the community, how things have been feeling. Have you noticed anything great happening, anything not great happening?
Oh, I'm going to have to pass on this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. I think, yeah, it's going awesome. A lot of contributors are start working so hard. Actually, today was sent about a lot of interviews that I already did to Manu. Then did 2 access with Nate, and Durga was also joining. And yeah, I feel like the community is getting more involved. Yeah, and it's feeling great. I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Septi. Well, I'm getting more involved in, I've been getting involved in SourceCred. I'm going to be more involved right now with Santiago. We had a meeting last night, and hopefully we might be able to get a dashboard for anyone to be able to check how his contribution is going after we start making distributions. And after that, we're going to be focusing on trying to get insights from the data and see how we can, playing with the levers that we were playing on that hacking session, try to, I don't want to call game, but push a little bit into the direction we want the user, the community, to get more involved in. And besides that, still in legal, working on all the hatching phase documents. And that's fine. So I'll just pass it to Griff here if he joined. If you want to just go, we're just checking the temperature here.
Yeah. Sorry. It's working. Okay. Temperature check. I feel like, same old. More people are coming in. I think there's still like a lot of confusion around details, that we just don't fully have yet. So I feel bad about that. But yeah, I think I feel like the community's feeling good. I don't have any big comments. I don't know who to pass it to either.
I can take it. Yeah, I've been feeling this need for refinement. I think we're getting to this point where like information needs to be more sharp, and it's a bit challenging. But I think we're doing a good job moving in that direction. And also I noticed with the separation from the TE, there was some questions coming in that sense, like why we're moving away from TE. And I think a lot of the calls, like the simulations and all of those things that were happening there, like there was something good about having the same environment. So just to be mindful of how we could keep like connecting with initiatives happening there. I pass back to you, Tim.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point, and perhaps also slightly exacerbated by the difficulty of the TEC onboarding for Discord right now. So I think those two things together, sort of separating a little bit from that community and then having it difficult for people to join easily. Okay. Yeah, really good points. My own feeling is that, you know, I worked with, I had a one-on-one session with Christopher, and then while I was sort of getting a read on what his skill set is and what he's interested in doing, I realized we don't really have, like, I didn't know what to do with that information next. And my feeling is that I think where we could benefit from some sort of, even if it's a lightweight process, to know when we have a new contributor and get some basic information like how many hours they have and what their skill set is and what their interests are, even if it's just like those 3 things or like 5 little data points about them, so that we can then track that they, you know, we pull them in. I haven't checked, is Christopher still going to the Commons Simulator? I'm sorry, the Params. Did he make the Params meeting this week? Should I follow up with him? Like, so I feel like he's going to just drop off the radar, and he was a super highly motivated contributor. And so my feeling is I think we need to figure out a way to have one person or one group maybe looking out for contributors, so that the people that come in super motivated don't fall off our radar. And there is somebody that Jess sort of intook, which was, her name is Celine Flash, and I think we've seen her in a few different meetings before, and she seems to have community building profile, some UX experience, and some PM experience. So I'm wondering if like maybe she could be a point person to sort of just build the process and then help track people and work with all of the stewards in order to see where their needs are met. So it's something that I'm starting to mull over in my mind. I'm just going to open it quickly to see if anyone else has ideas about how we can better help community volunteers find things that they could work on.
Perhaps we could ask each working group what are the main points they need help on. And then we have that list whenever we have a contributor.
Yeah, we could do that. But I also sort of feel like, I think it's going to be like, it's like a marketplace, right? Matching those needs to the skills that people come in with. Okay, we'll just keep it, and keep sort of iterating on how we can handle it. But I thought in terms of like a temperature check on the community, I feel like Christopher probably fell off the radar, and maybe it's my fault, and how can I do better to not have that happen again?
I can reach out to him. I'll just ping him right now.
Cool. Okay, so sharing working group news for the bi-weekly blog post. So Craig just sent me a super quick message, or his morning, so he probably just sent it in his morning, around topics are usually decided on the 12th. Monday is the draft, and Tuesday or Wednesday is their target to publish. So I'd love if we could, in this session now, what is the news to be amplified in the next blog post that will be released on Tuesday? And I'm going to pass it around to everyone. Griff, I think we'll start with you.
I really hope that the dashboard will be done. I don't know that it will be, but that's kind of the big one. Also, the Swiss membership DApp would be really nice to throw in there, because I believe we're promoting it now. Another one is, I'm going to steal everybody's stuff. I'm so sorry. I should be mocking it up. But Gitcoin grants, we have a Gitcoin grant. The Token Engineering Commons does, and it's always good to promote it. And I believe Craig rewrote it, or updated it. That's for sure going on. And maybe I'll pass it to Craig to see if he has any other things that he thinks will go in it.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to pass the buck because I want to hear from you guys. I'm actually scribbling madly, but although I'm sure it's probably in the document that I'm not looking at because I'm on my cell phone.
It is.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If I'm going to write it, I want to know what to write about, and I'd rather hear from you guys. Go.
Juan Carlos, is there anything from Gravity's group?
Juan Carlos, is there anything from Gravity's group?
Yes, that this week we end up the first training, and we will have the first generation of gravitons. And now we are going to have like a part where we are going to receive insights from the gravitons on how can we improve the gravity project, the gravity working group. And the other thing that I wanted to share in this call is that I have approached some members of Metagame due to an issue they reported to Gravity, and that, well, that thing has been moving a little bit well, and I have received like a good response from the members of that community that I have approached, and that maybe we will be able to present Gravity in the MetaFest around the 24th of this month. So I will confirm if they like give us this space, but it will be really great to promote Gravity and to promote what the TC is doing.
And would you like to pass it?
I would like to pass it to Septimus.
Thank you. One thing I think it's almost finished and is interesting to talk about is about the mutual monitoring post that should be posted anytime this week. Integrating the fifth Eleanor Armstrong principle. And yeah, I think that's something good to talk about. I'll pass it to Lily.
Yeah, I think we can also promote the Git book. And I'll pass to Shabinet.
I guess we're lowballing. I guess we'll have the forum post ready by then, and would be a good to have a link to it. The Omega.
Cool. Yes. And would you like to pass Santi or Jake?
Santi, yeah.
Thank you, Shabnam. I think the Git book that Libby mentioned is good. We are also integrating the legal documents into that, and maybe we're not ready yet, but we should be able to present or talk about the source code dashboard once it's done. It's going to be a nice thing to present to the community. That probably it's going to be in about a week or two. So maybe not for this post, but for the next one.
And Jake, would you like to kick it around?
Well, the boys are doing really well. I don't honestly think the dashboard is going to take much longer at all. I mean, we're pretty much ready with the test one. As far as reconfiguring for the actual launch, it's not that far out. We're just continuing to review issues. That shouldn't be a problem getting that done. Other than that, there's really not a lot else for me to report on, to be honest with you. I am excited about the source grid though. Would like to know, be more involved in seeing how those parameters work out. That could be cool. And getting more involvement in the discourse backend is a big issue for the future.
Cool. And then since you mentioned the MetaFest, Juan Carlos, I also threw in some promotion around the Metafest because TEC is really, really, really representing there. Wow, that's going to be a huge blog post. Great. Okay, and Craig, I see in your message to me also that I guess you and I and Jessica can sync up on like the editing process, because if it is a lot of collective editing, then it's going to be, you mentioned it's going to be difficult for you to do the lead authorship. I totally get it, incorporating all the comments and feedbacks. I was thinking more that it would be just this list of topics with maybe a little bit of extension in terms of description about it and links. Is that something that you think would be sufficient for you to work from, or should we ask Jessica to put her magic touch on it again, or find another volunteer who can do it?
That's several questions. Let me see if I can recall all of them. So that's, by my count, somewhere from 8 to 11 topics. Typically, the blog post only has 4 to 5. So that's actually 2-point-something blog posts. So it's more helpful, and what I was hoping the intention of this was for everybody to rank which ones actually go in this edition. And then from there, I can typically find all the resources I need to, put something together. But at the same time, I'm always happy to sync with people one-on-one if they have, really specific ideas about how that should be communicated. So I guess for me, how do we trim down this list? And then from there, as long as we can keep the editing pool to 2 or 3 people and we're not continuously iterating, I'm happy to keep doing it.
I think those are 2 great ideas, a small editing pool and a ranking. So let's tackle the ranking now. And we will tackle the small editing pool off sync maybe. Unless we have anyone on the call that wants to volunteer to help with that. I'm happy to help with that too, but I think we can maybe find more people as well. So Gitcoin grants promotion, probably the most important. Maybe also Metafest, is that more important? Just what do we think of having a working group news section where there's news from each working group or any of the working groups that have news? Meh, it's a meh idea, okay.
We can do that on the Thursday call, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, every Thursday we update the agenda, so I feel like that's already happened.
Cool. So how do we take this list of 8 and rank it to the most important? I'm taking a guess that it's the Gitcoin grants, maybe Metafest, since that's where people can see people live. In order to get more eyeballs in the talks that people in the TC are doing.
I really want the Git book to start getting. We need to spam the Git book.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy there's the Git book now. That's super cool. Nice work, Liv.
And then Swiss membership, maybe it's too premature to do this without more of the context around the hatching articles being ready. So maybe we scratch this for the next blog post. Graviton training sounds pretty cool. If does it look like this?
Well, it's kind of the end of Graviton training, which is like, I don't know, sad.
No, but it's the first generation of Gravitrons.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
First gen. It's worth a lot.
It'd be nice if we could give props to the people who have all the POAPs, like myself.
I can make a list of all those people, but I don't know if maybe they wouldn't like their addresses like published. Maybe just the names. I will make a relation with the addresses and names.
Okay. Does that look okay for right now? The Metafest Gravity, you would be in that. So then Dashboard, if it's ready, may end up bumping something out, or maybe we include that as well. Okay. Maybe this is the list we get started with, and we see how the blog post shapes up.
I also like giving Craig the agency to decide. You know, it's his. What does he like writing
totally.
about? You know,
and then
like maybe
the rest of the topics can be, you know, for next time, or just have a backlog, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Griff and Tamara and Shebnem and everybody. I mean, that's fine for me. And quite honestly, like, you know, I have familiarity with all the topics that were presented, you know, other than some deep insights like on the dashboard and et cetera, Omega. I know who to reach out to get details if I feel like they're necessary. It really is just like a hot topics piece, right? Like, try to slam as many links in there as you can, and maybe with some clever language. But other than that, it's not much of a deep dive. I'm trying to point you to the deep dive. I think that all works.
Cool. Yay. All right. Hey, Griff brought this to my attention. Daylight savings time. It is 2 weeks where there's a time difference change in the US, and then Europe catches up. So I looked at our calendar. There doesn't seem to be too many major collisions, but do check your calendar entries because sometimes 2 meetings are now overlapped, and it depends on whether the meeting was created in the CET time zone or in another time zone that follows the early daylight savings time change. So it's just to be aware. And Hatch Outreach is underway. Yay! Sprint 5. And now is a great time for us to do a sprint board review. I don't see anything in the blockers or review pipeline, and then we'll go work group by group and go through our updates. Is there anything before we get started that anyone wants to raise as a blocker or that needs to be reviewed by the stewards that maybe isn't in the pipeline right now? Cool. Livia, would you like to start with SoftGov?
Sure. Yeah, there was not too many issues this time because it's mostly like getting done with the handbook, and I think that's moving well. And also the proposal with Zaptimus and last transparency call, I think there was a great work on it. Maybe that has the wrong tag now. It should be transparency. Oh, it has both. Cool. Yeah, I think things are moving.
Cool.
Nope.
Okay. All right. And the Discord roles and perms. No, I mean we still have time to do this.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yay,
I'll take a look at it.
Okay, cool. And I know Jess is heads down on Gitcoin grant, and Marco is unable to join at this hour. Let's see what's in comms. Wow. Okay. Hey, Griff, do you have any updates on comms?
Well, so Nathan moved the FAQ to the Git book, and I don't know, Olivia, is it possible to get that FAQ into the more formal Git book?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just saw it yesterday that it was in a different one, but I'm talking to Nate so we can put it all in the one.
Yeah, and then there's Manu is starting to take on lots of a really interesting task, and I guess he has like a UX firm, design firm that he works with, which is really convenient. So that's really exciting news. I don't think, well, Zep, do you have any updates on the video?
Yeah, interviews are going to be finished this week. I already sent some videos to Manu, so he already is working on. And yeah, definitely will be done this spring.
And yeah, and you know, I've been harping on it. I mean, Ivy's always doing a great job, as we all know. She's amazing with the tweets. I've been really enjoying the tweets. I've been harping a lot this week that we got to just focus on token engineers and also the cultural side of the TC. Like we don't have a full understanding of how the commons work, you know, but like because there's still some ambiguity there, there's a lot of value in just focusing on the fact that this is an engineering society, a Schelling point for the advancement of token engineering, and the people who get in the hatch will have a lot larger say for a lot less money than the people who join after. So this is a cultural society. I'm just trying to get that into the communication sphere. Is there anything else people want to talk about? I know nothing about the SEO. I don't know if there's updates on that.
Yeah, Rosa have all the things she needs, and yeah, she's working on that. And yeah, Marco says she's going to have also all these issues related this spring, so she's ready.
Cool. And then I think cleaning up the forum, it sounds like that's kind of moving up the list of things to do. That's it. Oh, well, there's a blog. So Sherman's making a TE Commons blog. So that'll be interesting, but I don't know the status.
Cool. Can you repeat that phrasing?
Which phrasing?
Get in for a lot less money for more influence on the TEC. Can you just repeat that phrasing?
Yeah, if you want to have a say in the advanced token, it's much better to get in now during the hatch than afterwards, because you'll be able to get a lot more influence now when we initialize the bonding curve than later once the bonding curve is already initialized. I mean, it's just kind of, and no token engineer will have to second guess the fact that initializing a bonding is where you want to be.
Cool. Thanks for repeating that. And then the Discord onboarding is in progress, right? I think Marco is driving this, and with Vi's help.
Yeah, you know, I made a joke today in Discord, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the onboarding room has now says click here for 9,000 APY. So I don't know, maybe we need to change that, but maybe I should have been more direct with something serious.
Okay. All right, cool. Shebnem, would you like to give us an update on Omega? Shebnem, you might be on mute, or you might not be there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Here you are.
So sorry. So we have the questions together, and I think, I'm just thinking. I think I need to sit down with Michal, who is data analyst / scientist there, to tweak the questions to get some reasonable insights from few questions that we have to put in the community survey. That's next. And the moving from proposal to actual working group with a post and votes. These are the two things.
Cool. Excellent. Then Santi, shall we go on and hear the updates from the legal working group and also the source code stuff?
Yes, we're just in line with what we were expecting on the legal area. We've been really lucky with Sean's innovation on the working group. He's doing an excellent job and helping a lot in that. and things are going much smoother. And on SourceCred, again, we had that meeting the other day. After that, I met with the guys at OneHive. They suggested to just leave all those edge parameters alone. Just get rid of the icons, the emojis that we didn't want to deal with, and then we brought back the initial parameters with Mateo, and everything seems fine. We're gonna start. I had a meeting last night with Santiago. He's gonna try to put together all the different charts that I had been creating in local in a dashboard, similar to the ones the Primes group is working with. And once we have that, we will present it to the community, and we'll start working on trying to get insights. That's the part that I really want to get into, try to analyze the data more on an internal form and through the group, the community or the group, the SourceCred group, and after that share it and see how the flows are moving from the data that we fetched from both GitHub and Discourse, and that's it. So we're pretty much in progress on the items, on the issues that we have planned.
Great. How about you, Zep?
Yeah, on transparency, things are going pretty well. Tomorrow we meet with Ivy to start our personal audit, and Ivy already did a lot of work on the Medium post that we are also going to review tomorrow. Yeah, just to sync. We updated the roadmap a bit on transparency call, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, back to you.
Juan Carlos, what's going on in Gravity?
Carlos, what's going on in Gravity?
Okay. I just noticed that Ivy has been having like a ban in writing the transparency post. So like big praise for her. I have been like writing an article, but in another document. So I will try to paste some of my work into what she is doing, because I hadn't seen her advance until this call. And well, I think that the metagame issue be solved or closed after this sprint, but I am still like contacting some people, talking to them, suggesting some, and also I was wondering about the thank you message for people participating in the type form, because in the actual type form we don't ask for any emails, so it would be a requirement to send the thank you message to ask for an email. We are just asking for Telegram or Discord handles. So I don't know if it would be like a requirement to add that question to the type form, asking for emails. Do you think that is something that shouldn't be asked, or that there is no problem for asking? It's just for sending the response to the people that answer the type form.
Personally, I never have a problem asking for email, because anyone can put in asdf@gmail.com, and I think that's fine. Like, if you care about privacy, you know how to. As long as we're not doing the verification, where it's like, oh, now we send you an email, and if you don't send something back, then you're not really in. That's when we have to start thinking.
Okay, then I'll add that question in the type form.
The only thing to note is that if you are holding people's emails, you need to be careful with it. Don't get hacked, one.
For the moment, I'm still in the common stack type form, like Kai's, but I think that one step for Gravity would be to make our own type form. And yeah, that's it. I haven't been working on the offboard process, but I think that is something that I can like keep thinking and then propose something in the next stewards.
Cool. Griff, would you like to share your updates for Common Swarm?
Yeah, so we have Gabby working on it a lot. So nice. Thank God we have Gabby going. And for better or for worse, he wants to make big changes so we can not run into these problems as often. But we deployed the DAO today again, and we weren't able to mint impact hours again. So we're still running into the same bug, trying to figure out how to fix it. But Gabby, we're just like chasing one problem, isn't it? So that's kind of where we are there. The goal, the dream is to have a demo that people can participate tomorrow, but it's hard. We'll see. And we have an AMA tomorrow with Luke. Let me confirm the time. So if you guys want to know more about the Common Swarm, Luke and I are going to talk about Common Swarm and how one hive's in and all these things. It is at 11 a.m. New York time, 5 p.m. Europe time. And I think that's it for this week, for the sprint.
Cool. And Jake, any updates from TEC Params this week?
No, I mean we're caught up on documentation. It's just the dashboard, and we're working at that, and that's really it.
And Mitch is killing it.
Yeah, we're way ahead on all of that, so that's been fantastic. We're ready for the ABC when we can get there. The only thing, is what are we going to do moving forward with the dashboard on making it pretty? Is there like plotting that out is definitely something.
Cool. Okay, and maybe I'll give a small update on Hatch Outreach, which is our sprint namesake. I think we have made some really good progress. Actually, there have been a number of Hatch Outreach that happened over the last week, and a lot that are coming up. And there is a focus on specifically people that are in the token engineering community as well, sort of this next round. So we have this TEC curate list that's been repurposed for really Hatch Outreach. So we have the point of contact for the list of people, the status, whether it's on progress. Everyone that is already given a soft commit is no longer on the list. It means those are the people that have already been, that we've already outreached to. There's actually a lot more than that if we look at the whole list. So we have a lot more progress being made this week, and I think by the end of the sprint, we'll be in a pretty nice place. Griff or Jake or Olivia, would you like to add anything to that?
Thank you. You're doing a great job, Tamara. You and Eduardo are really as a team.
Cool. Okay, and that is the end of our agenda. Is there anything else that anyone would like to add while we have ourselves all in this room together for the last 18 minutes, or shall we end early?
Since we have Shebnam here, I would love to hear if you know of anything going on, events in the token engineering space, or should be abreast of.
Events as in what's coming up?
Yeah, anything that you're like
for reaching out to people. Okay.
Well, just like, oh, the TEC should be, the leaders of the TEC should know about this. There's these Gitcoin grants maybe, or there's, are there any events that we might want to take special care to attend?
Yeah, I mean, MetaFest we got covered, right? And Gitcoin grants. The thing is, I'm the last person to actually stumble upon these things. You know me. I'm like, okay, good, and then try to put something in. So currently, no. But basically, if I hear something, then I'll ping you. Is this about, communication, reaching out to token engineers, getting them active, or?
No, just in general. I mean, we had this extra moment and we're here. So if there's something that's like really happening in the token engineering space right now, like I saw Balancer, the Balancer simulations came out. I don't know if there's anything else. It was just
yeah. No. So that's my problem as well. I think Angela has quite some good overview, or she's basically pushing quite a lot of things, but we don't have close communications because everyone is basically on 180%. So I will catch up with her on Friday about the ecosystem iFlows course coming up, but it's in May sometime. Yeah, but I can ask whether she knows some more.
And there is a book event on Monday, right?
Yeah. So that's basically what I managed to get across on Monday. A talk about token engineering, a hitchhiker's guide to token engineering. That is getting a pretty good infrastructure. It's unbelievable. We couldn't have planned that at all. Literally, never ever. How things are coming together. One thing was with Pictosis, Tanner, who basically is creating this NFT systems, and he's a really good programmer and TE, and has a really good system how we could handle attributions, etc. What we currently try through Google and GitHub and SourceGrid, thanks to Matteo and Santi as well soon. But actually, getting out NFTs and having royalty streams to every contributor, no matter what happens after publications, that's huge. And I joined Boson Protocol recently, and they are amazing. Seriously, so Trent and Zagam were on the advisors anyway, but I don't know, like most active token engineers are already also on board, and they're getting into this e-commerce, unbundling Amazon, Alibaba. Of course, they need to start also in crypto native niches, but I hadn't realized when I joined them how well it fits to actually solve our problem as well, because otherwise we would have published through Amazon, and then we're saying we have a token model for this book and everything Web3, and then when we need to actually take care of revenue and that this whole thing gets sustainable, we need to sell books because that's how you get the revenue. And where do you sell books? Like literally Amazon has 70% of the market ebooks, 60% of print. And if you want your freedom to publish somewhere else, they want 65% of your revenue. So it becomes a charade, basically saying you're publishing a Web3 book and then you're basically hooked in the Amazon monopoly. Anyways, in the near future, it seems like with Boson Protocol, one could really create a swarm distribution network for local print shops and local fan bases of token engineers who want to sell and get the books to people, and that, I guess, could be a thing in and on itself for how we actually share knowledge. I mean, token engineering commons will be a lot about knowledge products, books, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of super cool. And as said, like things like that cannot be master planned. It's really good to see how things come together, and that we're such a close knit community of of people who care about the engineering side of this whole thing as well. Yeah, but so that's why I'm a bit underwater and sometimes don't connect quickly enough or early enough. But if anything comes up, I'll make sure. What else? Yeah.
No, that's great.
Basically,
it's good to hear an update on Boson. It sounds like they're becoming the token engineering hub. Like, honestly.
And and Justin really wants to give back. We had a short sync with Jessica and Sean and Angela as well. I think they're taking on the talks further, how Boson can help or be part of the hatch, or fund some proposals that are also useful for actual, spreading the token engineering knowledge, because they will need a lot of skilled token engineers. So I think things are coming together. Also, Ocean. I was looking around, and Ocean is also having a learn track. I believe there will be at least a lot of projects now having topics and challenges to be worked on and have things in order and have the funding. So I think there will be some love giving back, and hopefully good and diverse people coming to token engineering, becoming aspiring token engineers. That's the goal. To reach out to make the family a bit bigger.
Thanks for that update, Shebnem. That was really great. Yeah, the first time I heard about Boson was from Jessica, and she's my go-to person, is like the head of the ecosystems and partnerships for commons. She just knows what's going on everywhere, and it's amazing that we have her to be so focused on that, actually, because it's such a big job. What is their slogan? It's like D-commerce, right? Not e-commerce, D-commerce. I love that. It's clever.
Yeah, decentralized commerce. It's literally, if you imagine how Amazon or these platforms basically create monopolies through this play of open platform, everyone wins, but at the end it's really about extracting the maximum out of everything and the logistics, etc. And actually there is a lot one could unbundle now that basically these infrastructures and logistics are in place. There are really people, companies already in the logistics of Amazon who are really being paid the lowest fees and have really the responsibility to get the packages and no insurance, nothing. And for them to be in place and have the connections to this digital logistics is actually a great opportunity to say there is an alternative, and they can actually choose their own delivery routes and are not just being milked by Amazon, by one monopolist. So that's the bigger goal, but it will start small in crypto native areas like digital to physical art or gaming, and in-game items too, and swag. we should ship the common stack swag boxes and token engineering common swag boxes via Boson commitment tokens.
Yeah. Can we start doing that now? Actually, because the fulfillment center is the only place. Like our shop front end is all decentralized
Sí.
and open source.
Sí.
It's actually just the back end that is the fulfillment center is they only accept fiat and they're all Web 2.
Great. See, that's it. No, seriously, you should.
If we could plug the Origin D Shop, the Origin Protocol D Shop into the Boson platform, that would be fantastic. Let's make that a stretch goal.
Cool. Definitely. Cool. Okay. Really send me the links and I'll share them, and probably someone can look into how easy or how quick one could just try it out. But with Ethereum and gas.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing is that we're Tam and Ivy airdrop after you become a member of the Trusted Seed, then you get airdrop Rinkeby token. And then you use this thing on Rinkeby, we airdrop gas and the CS Love token, and then you can get the swag mailed to you. We just say the Rinkeby token is worth, like, what is it, $65?
55.
55.
Yeah.
To cover 2 articles plus shipping, so it's sufficient to that. So the person who's ordering swag pays nothing. It's totally free.
Cool. Certainly. Share me the links and then maybe we get this. Would be great.
That'd be really cool. Cool. Neat. All right. Everyone has 6 minutes of your life back until your next meeting. So have a good night and thanks everyone.